Hello and welcome to another edition of ChemArt presented by SCT. I'm your host, Cameron Whaley. On today's episode, we'll have Dr. Randall Griffus, the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences at Dalton State College, join us, along with Kaley Gray, SCT's Quality Control Manager and a 2016 alumnus of Dalton State College. Today's episode, we're going to focus on preparedness for the next generation of chemists, the different curriculum that Dalton State College is offering, and how they're addressing the needs of the chemical industry from sustainability initiatives and also new technologies that they have for 2021 and 2022 calendar years at the school. It's going to be an exciting episode. We really look forward to talking to these folks. Dr. Griffus, Kaley, welcome. Thanks for coming in on ChemArt.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I am so excited about this podcast. I mean, this is the one that really when you and I spoke about it and you know you said, yeah, I want to sit down and do this. I mean, the more I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I mean, I had to kind of narrow everything in because this for being a business owner and bringing in new talent, I mean, it's almost like you and I have talked in the past. We're almost like home growing our talent, and Kaley is a prime example of that homegrown talent, really. But you know, it's been such a great relationship with SCT and Dalton State College. So before we get any further, thank you for everything you guys have done for SCT.
Thank you, and thank you for the partnership with Dalton State. I mean, this is what we're all about, is educating the students and making sure they have careers.
Well, you know, like we talked, my goal here with this today is to get the word out about what you guys have going on at Dalton State in the School of Arts and Sciences. So give us a brief history. You know, I grew up in Dalton. I understand when it was the junior college, but where are we now? It's 2021.
Well, as you said, we began as a junior college in 1967, had a little over 500 students the first semester, offered associate's degrees, certificates, both transfer and career path. In 1999, we changed the name to Dalton State College, and then were approved to offer bachelor's degrees. In about 2007, we got our first STEM degrees, 4-year STEM degrees in mathematics, biology, and then chemistry followed shortly after. And one of the big things that happened for us was the construction of Peoples Hall in 2014. That's
an impressive facility.
It really opened things up for us. It has it more than doubled our number of teaching labs. We added 8 teaching labs, and then one of the big things was it added 5 research labs. So we had a place to put all of the instrumentation so that students could get to it. They didn't have to go into a teaching lab and try to do their research. They had dedicated space and dedicated instrumentation.
Well, Kaley, you being a 2016 graduate, magna cum laude in chemistry, by the way, we have to throw that in. So you're a heck of a lot smarter than I am. So you were one of the first ones to go into that facility in that new space.
I was lucky enough to not only have several classes in Peoples Hall. I think it officially opened my sophomore year, but I also did research with Dr. Tricia Scott in one of the research labs at the end of the hall. So it's definitely a really super nice facility. Not only all the instrumentation and the equipment, but definitely allow students to see, you know, what a larger college could even have to offer, kind of give them a different experience and just have a lot more space. I know Sequoia had gotten a little bit cramped there at the end. So yes, it's definitely a great facility at Peoples.
We're in a little break before the fall semester starts. So it's kind of perfect timing to have this conversation. What's new for the 21-22 school year? What exciting things are you guys looking forward to this calendar year?
Well, you know, one of the things is we're going to be fully open, and our classes will be back to full capacity, unlike they have been for the last year and a half. So that's one thing we're excited about. We are encouraging everyone to have the vaccine and wear a mask. But one of the big things, during the COVID, internships really dropped, and student research projects went almost to nothing. That was for the spring and summer of 20. This past spring and summer, it picked back up with the research projects. We got a lot more of those going. We have some internships going. So we're hoping to get back on a really good trajectory with that type projects for the fall. We have added a couple of labs. One of them is not in the STEM side, it's in the communications program. We added a production lab. So we're going to have Apple computers with Adobe software. Students can create and edit videos, audio, and like I said, that will be in the communications program, and we're hoping we can build some internships with local businesses, local community nonprofits, whatever, for those, so that they can help with publicity for them. We are adding what we're calling a biopsychology lab, where we'll have small mammals. Students can do behavior experiments and hopefully enhance or strengthen their applications for graduate school and also for jobs.
Really
and
exciting.
and then I think we added one scientific instrument. We're going to have a genomic sequencer. So we try to add something, every year with our funding, try to add something to our instrumentation list. And
Nice. Now you've also got a new STEM endowment program for this year.
actually, we're awarded at the beginning of May a National Science Foundation NOIS grant, which allows us to recruit students who are in STEM programs but not secondary teachers into the secondary pathway. And then it gives them a full tuition and cost of attendance for their last 2 years of a secondary certification program. They become middle school, high school teachers, and also gives them a lot of additional supports while they're in the program. They get special mentors out in the schools where they're doing their student teaching. And one of the big things, partnership with industry, each scholar who goes through that program will spend a 2-week externship at Shaw or Mohawk working with someone who's in the field in which they'll be teaching. So they'll be able to describe those career opportunities to their students in the high schools.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. That kind of dovetails right into where you and I got to know each other was through the industry collaboration with Dalton State. You guys do an amazing job with bringing in business leaders from the Northwest Georgia community, and we have had many frank discussions of what are we looking for, what are our needs, and not only from an internship perspective but curriculum as well. We've had conversations on what do we need to be adding.
And that's so valuable for us because, our mission is really to make sure that we provide a high quality, affordable education to individuals in the Northwest Georgia region who have careers in places like Southern Chemical and Textile across. So that's really invaluable to us. And there's many ways in which that's happened. One is we have the Arts and Sciences Advisory Council, where we have several industry groups represented, industries represented, businesses that come in and talk to us about or let us know what their needs are. Is there anything we need to take a look at in our curriculum? So we have, changed curriculum in our information technology program. We have an actuarial science pathway in our mathematics program. We've worked with Alliant Healthcare Systems to make sure that fits their needs. But it even goes beyond curriculum. We have industry partners who come in and teach courses. We have the surfactants course, the industrial chemistry course, and those are actually taught by industry employees, people who are in industry. They come in and teach our students.
Yeah, Woody Mader from MFG Chemical did one of the special topics classes when Kaley was in school over there.
Yes, I think at the time, it was a surfactants class. I had no idea, a few months from then that I would be working for a surfactant chemical company. But it was really awesome, not just the curriculum, but like you were saying, it was an actual industry expert, someone who had worked in the industry for years, teaching the class. So he had a lot of, knowledge not just about the curriculum, but about the day-to-day ins and outs of the business. He even took us to several kind of field trip, day trip things where we went to MFG and toured the lab and talked to the chemists there. And we went to several carpet manufacturing facilities and saw the carpet kind of from start to finish. So I think that's special topics class are a really great program, especially whenever you are bringing in those industry experts and really exposing students to what they can do after graduation. Even if they aren't going to graduate school, there's lots of career opportunities, especially here in Dalton.
Well, we're real involved in the NACD, the National Association of Chemical Distributors, and the Society of Cosmetic Chemists, and we go to our trade shows for the SEC, and you always see the students, the college students, come around, and they have a lot of questions, because I don't think everyone understands what all you can do with a biology degree or a chemistry degree, the creativity that's available to you, and as an industry, we have a ton of knowledge that is leaving the industry due to retirement, or it's COVID just made it to where a lot of people was like, it was a good time to retire, and so you've got a gap that has to be filled there. Woody and I spoke about that when I got involved with Dalton State. So yeah, to be able to show students that here's your options. Here's what you can do, and even through platforms like ChemArt, get that information out as they're going to college or choosing a college to go to, and what universities or state colleges have to offer with that. I think that's very, very important. Kaylee, when you came out and you came to SCT, we didn't have the internship program that we have now. So you kind of came right into the fray of working in a lab setting and as a quality control technician. You're now quality control manager and doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. But you're also over our internship program working with Dr. Griffus. How are you preparing the interns for their next phase? I mean, we've had some highly successful interns come through.
We have had some amazing interns come from Dalton State, most of which have been recommended through various professors, especially through our relationship with Dr. April Kay. She's been instrumental in providing us with a lot of our media that we use for testing micro on our various products. But the interns have been wonderful. They're really excited to see, what it looks like in a real lab and outside of school and the things they can do. They've been great. So we've been trying to show them that, like what the day-to-day would be like, the kind of things they're testing. And also I try to explain to them why they're testing it, why it's important that we're testing micro on all of these samples. Talk to them about our customers and where the product's actually going and, what it's going to be used for. So that way they kind of get to see the real world application of, all these surfactants and where they're going to end up and how they're getting to use them in day-to-day life. I mean, it's crazy to think that, we're making something that's going to end up on a shelf in your local supermarket or something. So I think it's really important for them to get to see that real world application.
And they get to see the size. They're tied with the manufacturing, the chemical operators bringing samples in and stuff like that. So they get to see the reactors, the vessels, and what all the components go into manufacturing a soap or a surfactant. I just think it's really cool, the experience that they get. I grew up in this business. I went to college. I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I didn't really have that opportunity to get that experience. It wasn't necessarily available at that time. So that's why I'm so passionate about the internship program with that. You spoke about the internship shutdowns, the closing of the labs. How have you probably won't know until this fall semester how that's kind of changed, or, if some people have kind of gotten away from that or really even decided to take another path?
I do know our enrollment in the chemistry program and also in the biology program has been decreasing, and that's one thing we really got to get out and recruit and let students know about these opportunities.
Yep.
To get the pipeline going again for those. So in addition to the NOIS grant, we also have what's called a STEM 4 grant through the university system that is built just to support student research opportunities. So I think getting the word out about the internships, getting the word out about the research, I think we can rebuild that with the students and,
that's
get
huge.
those going again.
Yeah, because, I mean, all labs, even in our business, all the research and quality, I mean, the quality control labs were still going because you still had to make product. But a lot of the research labs, I mean, they were shut down, in our industry. And so the same was with the universities. And if you don't have that hands-on, real experiments going on, people can kind of lose interest or lose focus.
Yeah, and we do talk about this with all the freshmen as they come in through orientation. We talk about them. Get involved in a research project, get involved in an internship, make sure you get that experience. And because we really want every student at Dalton State to have an opportunity to do one or both of those. But what I really think we need to make a push on is getting out into the community.
Right.
To get those students, the high school students, as juniors and seniors, letting them know what we have at Dalton State about our partnerships with industry.
Yep.
And how they can come, and it's not all about book learning, just sitting and listening to a lecture and doing a book. It's action. They're doing things, and then they can have a career, a good career.
Yeah, that's one of the great things that the NACD does. They have a national program called You Be the Chemist. That's in elementary school and into, I think it's 6th and 7th grade as well, and maybe 8th grade. But it's a national competition. They come in and they work with the STEM or technology departments in the schools, and the kids get to make things. They get to create things. And unfortunately, that went away because last year you weren't able to have visitors in or anything like that. So hopefully, we're getting back to that. And creating that next generation, because it's greatly important. I think as an industry we don't do as good of a job of getting the options out there of what everyone can do. Switching subjects just a little bit, in the current industry, sustainability and biorenewable carbons are all we're focusing on and really talking about. We have EcoVadis scores, which sustainability is a huge impact on how your company's doing. The Sustainable Initiative is now a global requirement for the chemical industry, and as it should be. It's a great initiative. It's a great program, and companies are really putting that at the forefront of what they're looking at, where they're going, the products they use, and how they're operating. From a secondary education point of view, how are you embracing that or preparing students for a role in a job that requires that knowledge?
We actually developed just a few years ago a program in environmental and sustainability studies. And you talked about earlier about our working with our community partners, business partners for curriculum and for developing classes. We actually worked with the Alliance for Innovation and Sustainability here in Northwest Georgia to develop this program. It was their recommendation. So we look even at the programmatic level. We look at what's needed in the industry and try to meet those needs. But this program, based on working with the members of the AIS, we put a lot of chemistry in it. It has organic 1 and 2, quant, and we have an environmental chemistry class that's required. And then students can take extra classes. But we also put in, the sustainability part. We have a course on, water, waste, energy.
Right.
That type. So it has the sustainability component, it has the science component with the chemistry, and it also has some business classes, because anyone who's in that needs to know, how to communicate with the business and on the business side of the thing. So we actually have that program developed specifically to meet that need, and and any input we can get from that, any assistance we.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You guys are following right in track with the needs of the industry. That's amazing. So Kaley, real world preparedness. That's what we always look for as business owners and hiring managers and stuff. Did you feel prepared coming into this crazy chemical world that you're now deep in and chosen as a career path, which I'm sorry you chose that, by the way, but you're doing a great job.
I think I felt pretty prepared, actually. I was lucky enough to do independent research, like I was saying with Dr. Scott. So that definitely helped me be more focused and have very, independent thinking, not have a lecturer or a professor in there, telling you step by step what you need to do. I also did have an internship that was secured through the college. It was something that I'm not sure if someone it was First Source Worldwide. I don't know if they emailed one of the professors, but I know you guys, as soon as anyone in industry says, hey, we have this opportunity, immediately it goes on email blast to all the students. So I was lucky enough to have an actual internship in a lab for several months. So that kind of gave me exposure to the day ins and day outs and being in a regular type lab in local industry. And the curriculum as well, I think quant is something that was really important for us to have in what we do in our lab. So I think overall I was honestly pretty prepared, especially through the special topics class. Like I said, at the time I didn't know that surfactant chemistry was going to be so important to me, but I was definitely exposed to it and exposed to different areas of the industry that could be used in. Got to talk a lot with Woody Mader, and he was amazing. So just having those opportunities and seeing real world applications, I think definitely helped me know that there was, life after your bachelor's degree. You didn't necessarily have to go to graduate school. There were opportunities, right here in Dalton. So those things definitely opened my eyes to that. And I felt overall I was actually pretty prepared. I think the special topics class are really, really instrumental in letting students know what they're going to be able to do after graduation.
We are very lucky to have you, and we are very thankful that you guys got her as prepared as she is. We've got a new crop of interns at SCT for this fall semester. Super excited about working with them. For anybody interested in looking at an intern coming out of Dalton State in biology, chemistry, we've kind of taken from both departments because of the micro lab that we have. How do they look into that or get a hold of somebody to talk to get that started?
The best way is just to contact me, send me an email, and I will, if they have a position, internship, whatever, I try to get that information out to the faculty who teach in the area where students would be prepared and interested, and then they get the information out to the students. So please contact me. If anyone, maybe they don't have a position right now, contact me, come over, take a look at our facilities, and we can talk about ways that we can partner. So I would encourage anyone to reach out to me if they have any opportunities for our students.
The facility is impressive. I mean, it is incredibly impressive. You would not think for a state college that all those resources are available. It is it's dramatic. It is really dramatic. So, well, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do for the community and the students, and thanks for being a part of the SCT team, Kaley.
Yeah, thank you.
For any information, please reach out to Dr. Randall Griffus. He will be able to get information to you on potential internships, and for community and business leaders, reach out to him as well if you're interested in being part of what they have going on at Dalton State College. Thanks a lot, guys.